Welcome, guys, to our first ever episode of season 1 to the Naked Truth podcast. Welcome.
Come on, say that again.
Welcome to the Naked Truth podcast.
There you go. I didn't hear no excitement.
So this podcast, it's where basically we're in the pursuit of truth.
Yes.
In all its nakedness.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that could be how we introduce ourselves every
True.
Yeah, you need to be.
But before we start, you look pretty.
You look
nice.
Too.
And happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. You remember.
I was waiting for that. So happy anniversary. Thank you for, being with us here on your anniversary.
Yes, I'll make it up later.
What's the anniversary plans?
Well, tonight we're just taking it easy over the weekend. I don't know. We're just gonna hang out like one-on-one time with each other.
Yeah, you're one-on-one.
One-on-one. No kids. Just us.
Oh my God. I'm so happy for you guys. But I just want to say, guys, this couple, I just love how, because I know the story, they don't. But I just love how you guys have managed to, all these years, the love is still there. Yeah. You guys are still going strong. And I just want to say, I wish you guys many, many, many more years with, marital bliss. Of course, we're going to have our ups and downs.
Of course.
But I love the fact that you guys still pull through.
Yeah, we overcome.
Yes. Yeah. So I wish many, many more years to come of marital bliss with you and hubby. Yes. All right, guys. So welcome. I know you're probably wondering, how did we land on this page? I didn't subscribe to this page.
Wait.
What's this? Okay. Do you want to tell them or do you want me to tell them?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, this page was formerly the family's page, or what was the family's page, formerly called the Macintosh Life. Yeah. And we have rebranded that page or channel to the Naked Truth podcast between me and my girl Yuli. Yes. As you guys know her. Yeah. So we will be having our podcast. We're very nervous, but we're excited at the same time.
Guys, trust me. We got this. So don't watch if we look nervous. Yes. We got this. Every episode will get better and better.
True.
Yeah.
So we're doing our podcast in seasons. Yeah. What you guys are seeing now is what has always happened between Yuli and I in the back end. Yeah. We are always having talks with each other. We're always talking, reasoning as we call it. Yes. So we're just now putting that in the space of everybody to see. Yeah. So we decided, why not do a podcast? Because we love chat.
Listen, just know it's in the middle. Sometimes you gotta see we get little, but no watch that.
Yes. Passionate is what I would want to call it. Yes. Very passionate, but don't take it serious, guys. Don't feel like you need to take
when
side.
It's all over, we're good. Right. We're good.
Don't feel like you need to take side.
Always
and
remember,
say,
we are all entitled to our own opinion. And as long as we come to a conclusion, we're good.
That is true. So you guys don't need to take side and say, all right.
One Julia Sima.
Yeah. Watch out. No, guys. So it will all be fun.
Yes.
And games here. And the Naked Truth podcast, the reason why we chose that name, it speaks for itself. Yeah. So it's the truth, but we're stripping it down naked, right down. You know when them say talking and I put the clothes by argument?
Yes. Skeleton.
Yeah. No clothes, but we're gonna clean it up. It's gonna be clean.
Yes.
Right? So people of all ages can watch and benefit from the podcast. And we have lots of things to cover.
Trust me, guys.
Yeah. So it's going to be wide variety. It's not just based on one set topics.
Just everyday life in general.
And we're looking to have guests too.
Yep.
Different guests, which I think probably soon we will have our first guest. Stick around and see.
Yeah.
As you can see on the banner below, these are all the streams that you can listen to us on. So you have Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify.
Okay.
You know, share with your friends.
Yes, guys, don't be selfish.
Yes.
Because this what we're doing is to help. It's helping us, but in return, we're helping you. And we never know who we might inspire. We don't know what, each person is going through. Because sometimes a lot of people suffer in silence.
That's true.
They don't talk about it. Right? So we're talking about everything. Everything, guys. So
all of a secret,
yeah. Don't listen to her, guys. We're not gonna do. Don't worry, guys. She's not gonna do that.
Oh my God. So we're gonna start for the newcomers because we do have some new folks who's like, oh, them people here.
Yeah.
Let's introduce ourselves and probably say something.
And not only that, we're gonna have we're working on getting a telephone where people could call in with their questions. We're planning on doing some
have sessions like those.
Yeah, where we go on our YouTube platform and maybe one night it's just us sitting in front of the camera on live.
Yeah.
So and guys, I have a lot of questions for her because so much has happened in her life over the questions that I'm sure you guys want to know.
I know that would be. But it's the naked truth, so that's what we're gonna do over here.
So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it. So before we go into this episode is really about introduction. So introducing this space. Also, we want this space to be free from judgment as well. So when we do have guests who comes on brave enough to share their naked truth, we want it to be a space where it's judgment free,
a
safe space. Likewise, us, we will also share parts of us that help to mold us to be who we are today too.
And it's okay for them to have their own opinion, but let's just respect each other. Right. It's okay for people to have their own opinion, but
we
can handle people with respect, right?
Yeah. I think so too. So before we go into today's conversation, which you guys will never believe, at the end of this podcast, you guys are gonna be like, "What?"
Yep. Yep.
Let us introduce ourselves to our new folks.
Yeah. So, guys, my name is Yolanda Imes. Yep. Should I tell a little about myself?
Just a little bit of something.
I'm married, as Amanda just, and I have 3 beautiful, children.
How long have you been married?
16 years.
16 years.
Yeah. But guys, let me give you something, and let me tell you something, and later on, down in the vlog, we will, elaborate on it. So we've been together for, my oldest is 19. Right, so
the mature gets the age.
Yes. So, but we were separated for 2 years. So I've always kind of subtract that 2 years. I don't. But we weren't never separated, and we never, we were never divorced, right?
Right.
So yeah.
So wait, so it's supposed to be 18 years, but you subtract the 2.
No, 16, but
you subtract the 2?
Yes, so it would be 14. But 16. We were married, even though separation. So yes. And I have 3 beautiful kids, 2 boys, and my youngest is a girl.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys know, I own my own business, Riley's Best CMOS,
which will be sponsoring our podcast very soon.
Very soon, guys. Did we explain that we haven't worked on our setup?
No, we didn't. No. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. So guys, we're working on our setup.
Yes.
So, over a period of time, I'm going to bring on, I make natural juices. So, I'm going to sponsor a few of the sessions. So I'll have juice, I'll have sea moss on deck. Yep. We'll even have giveaways.
Of course.
If you're in, we can't ship juices, but if you're like in and around Hamilton area, of course you could be a part of it. For even those in Jamaica, we could give away digital. Like, guys, this podcast, it's stick around.
And we do have, remember that upcoming project that we are supposed to work on too. Yes. We do have that as well that we could also do giveaways with. Yeah. So stick around. So stick and stay.
We haven't set up our area as yet. We're working on it. It's a work in progress, but we are not gonna let that stop us from getting started. We're getting started with or without everything. So over a period of time, our area is going to be immaculate.
And then just let that be an inspiration to you guys.
Get started.
So whatever you want to do, get started.
Don't wait and say, oh, I don't have a table here or I don't have this. Get started, guys.
Get started.
Because if you procrastinate, you will never start, right? Or worrying, oh, people are going to look at, you know what? We don't care what people have to say. That's the naked truth. We're getting started.
And it's just like the saying too that says, are you going to say one day or are you going to say day one?
All right.
And there's a difference between the two.
And look how long we're supposed to.
Right. To do this.
Yeah. So we're taking our own advice.
Right. You know? And we're just like, you know what? Day one.
Yes. With little Mike on our t-shirt.
Yes.
And
remember this, guys, how we started. We started here.
Yeah. Watch us grow.
Go and watch the space.
Yes, I pretty much introduced myself. Take over. Yeah.
Okay. My name is Amanda Smith. I am separated. So I was once, married and I got separated. That is for another conversation in another podcast. I have one baby girl. Her name is Khalid. And I also have my vlog channel as well. It's called Astro by Amanda. You can always follow that space. And just to see how I live on a day-to-day basis, I have not been vlogging as I should. But day one is coming soon. Yeah. I was supposed to say one day. But day one.
We don't want no excuse.
Oh my God. I'm a very goofy person. I like to goof around. I joke a lot. But then I also have this personality where when it's serious time, I get serious. And I just love to have fun. That's me. I love to have fun. I love to socialize. And that's pretty much me. And I'm very excited about this.
Yes. And you'll know more about us as, on each vlog. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go straight into it.
Yes.
So a lot of you have been watching us. If you are familiar with us on our YouTube vlog channel. So many of you knew Yolanda through myself. Yes. But then how did Yolanda and I
connect?
And
I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, how? Like those who have been watching from your vlog.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, how did those two connect?
So let's talk about it, guys, because we're going somewhere. Yeah. Hang on to your seat there. You're probably like, why do we need to know how you guys
get your
met?
Coffee, get your tea, get your wine.
Because it's about to get real serious real soon. Okay. Yeah. So how did we meet? Do you remember?
Well, okay. So how it really started. Before Amanda came to Canada, I used to watch her vlogs, occasionally. It wasn't something that I did all the time, but when you're going through your YouTube and sometimes, pages would pop up because you watch somebody else, page, you're like, you might want so I started watching her.
So was that my personal channel or the family channel?
The family channel.
The family channel.
So I started because you were transitioning to come to Canada. So I started watching you, there. And then when you came to Canada now, I started watching you more, because your journey got really interested, so I just kept, watching following you on Instagram, whatever network she was,
Yeah.
And then I think I'm getting too, so I'm going to tell part and then she tell the other part, guys. Okay. So when I reached out to when she came here, it was during the pandemic.
Yeah, 2020.
Yes. So it was during the pandemic. Everything that they had planned out, when they were coming to Canada didn't work because of the pandemic. So, they came to Canada. There was no job because remember, guys, it was a pandemic. So we were all locked up. Everything was just a mess, So, I was watching her journey and I'm like, oh my God, like guys, we're laughing, eh? So I was really moved by, what she was going through because, as you said, guys, moving here
is a lot.
Woo. A lot of money, guys. They spend a lot of money to come and then a lot of money to go to school.
Yeah.
So you didn't open up when I reached out to you. You didn't open up, right? That wasn't the time. Yeah, but just watch.
So wait, so you reached out to me like on Instagram? Because I think it was Instagram. Yeah.
Because I was watching your page and I realized she was struggling.
Really?
Yeah.
You could see that?
You could tell from the vlog. Oh. Yeah. So guys, I was watching her vlog and I just realized that something was off, right? But with me, I wasn't reading too much into it, like honestly. So one day I went to bed and it dropped in my spirit. Like I just got up the morning and literally I heard in my spirit, I want you to send the family some money. So I'm like, God, you sure? Like, let me speak. I'm like, God, are you sure you want me to go trouble these people for them to think that, I'm overstepping? So anyways, I kind of held on to it for a little. But from, watching her vlogs, I did realize like, something was off. So I reached out to her on Instagram. Guys, this girl, listen, the amount of messages. Guys, I sent her so much messages before she responded. And what did you learn from that though? Because you could have missed your blessing.
I was about to say,
yeah, like guys,
but it wasn't deliberate though, guys. It wasn't deliberate.
It wasn't deliberate, but sometimes, guys, look at it. Sometimes we're praying for something, and that something is right there.
True.
Right? That's something because, guys, I'm reaching out to her. I even sent her the message and I'm saying, I explained everything, let her know that, like I woke up and, God put it on my spirit to bless her and I want to bless the family. So I wrote, send me your info and whatever so I can send you over the money. Guys, that message, that message stayed in that inbox for a while. But I understand because you know what? I'm a total stranger. You're going through whatever you were going through. You don't want the world to know. And that's where, pride.
Yeah, pride.
Yeah, because she doesn't know me. She don't know if I'm trying to, it could be
anybody with any ulterior motives or whatever.
Yeah. So, I understand that. But then again, sometimes the thing we're praying for is right there. So guys, take that lesson. Yeah. So anyways, after a while now, after the message, been there maybe for about 3 weeks, right? She messaged me and, I think she was like, hey, I'm sorry. I just saw your message. And, she was explaining why she took so long to respond, which I totally understand. And then after that, guys, I did that e-transfer. And then we started just communicating. Like, I don't know.
So how did we start? Because it's so much like a blur. Like I'm listening to her, guys, but I'm trying to remember, how did we start like
talking?
Yeah.
Like we were messaging on Instagram for a bit. and then I think you sent me your number. Yeah, you sent me your number on Instagram because we were doing something and you didn't want to do it over Instagram anymore. Like you were saying, I don't know if it takes too long, you don't see the message, you don't check your Instagram messages.
Because guess what? At that time, I was using my personal channel to help people how to transition to Canada. Okay. So then a lot of folks were reaching out to me on my Instagram, like, how can I do this? So my inbox was full. So like I used to get like, I kid you not, probably 20 messages per day. So then people messages get lost, and then I'm trying to go through it. It gets so overwhelming, so I miss messages. So yes, that sounds like something I would have said, like, "Hey, message me on WhatsApp."
So that's how the transition to WhatsApp, and from WhatsApp we just started talking. I started telling her about that time she has told by Amanda. She still has it. So and I was a new upcoming small business. So, I told her, like I wanted to like sponsor videos and stuff, So I wanted her to try out like my products and feature them on her page. And that's how we started.
That relationship started to build there.
Yes, right there. Yeah. And, from there, you could tell the other. Was it from? Yeah. No. So from there, yes, guys, that relationship, we started talking more and more on the phone. It was like we knew each other for, a long time.
Because even then, guys, like, so it's like the reason why I can't remember the fine details, but because it feels like we know each other for a long time. Like the very first time we started to grow that connection, there was just always something. And I think I've heard you said it too. Like you just always felt this love for me. And the same thing, I always felt this love for her. I'm like, this girl, she just...
It's almost like we knew each other.
Right.
Yes. Because guys, for me, what I did, it's not something... Honestly, I wouldn't say it's not something I wouldn't do because that's my nature. I'm a giver. Like that's me. But for God to place her on my heart, the family on my heart like that, to bless them without she even coming out, guys. Because remember, you were saying, wow, like you were shocked that I knew you were struggling.
Yes.
Yeah. Because when I reached out and I'm telling her,
me hide it, guys.
Yeah. Like she was, and I think that time you were like, like was grocery or something, like you needed grocery or whatever. Like, so like there was a need for what I had to give her. Right. So right there and then, like I knew, there was that connection had to be made.
Yeah.
Right? Something like God was just up to something. So anyways, guys, we started going back and forth to visit her and her husband at the time. Like I would go down, maybe once a month or whatever. And over a period of time, the relationship just,
it just blossomed.
Yes. And guys, but one thing she always say to me, she always say, I'm related to the Eins because, guys, I am Eins. She always be like, oh. And I'm like,
no, I remember I said to you, because he did just brush it off. I remember I said to you, what's your last name? I noticed your last name is Hines. Like, are you married Hines or you're born Hines? And she's like, I was born Hines. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, actually, I do have Hines in my family or whatever. And that was just about it. She just brushed it off. I just didn't pay it any mind, and we just left it alone at that point. But how would you describe our relationship back then? So like for me, and they will understand in a minute, it was okay. So I remember at that point too, did we have arguments then? No.
We never had arguments. We had disagreement, but we never had arguments. And you were you were open to counsel.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you valued my what do you call it?
Opinion.
You valid. Yeah, you would come to me.
And I just took her as that big sister.
Yeah.
So she was like a bonus sister to me. Right. And I kid you not, like not never too good for me where Yule is concerned.
Yeah.
And she always tried to like steer me in the right direction. And she always wanted the best for me. And I'm like, oh my God. Like sometimes I'll be like, oh my God, what did I do to deserve this person? Like, she was just always there for me. Like at the drop of a hat. She did it. If I call her midnight, she's there. Me call her. Sometimes I wonder if our poor husband. Because I mean, like, sometimes I was like, at that time, because as she said, I was going through a lot, right? And sometimes I feel like I'm selfish because I'm always up on the phone with y'all, always. And sometimes I remember at one point I was going through like a dark time and but it shut off from the world. And she said to me, say, you cannot be like that. You have to talk to people. You just shut down like that. You have to talk to people. So she was that person in my corner, that person where she would help me to steer the right way. And the relationship that we shared then, I never knew it could have gotten closer. For me, I thought that's the closest it could have gotten, right? I never knew we could have gotten closer. So she pretty much talked about how we met and stuff and all of that. But now we have to transition to talk about so we talk about the good, we have to talk about the bad.
Because remember, the naked truth.
Yes. So this is where it gets serious now, guys. So after that, about probably I wouldn't even say a year, a few months after that, Yulia and I, we had a big fallout. Big. Don't think we're over exaggerating. I actually counted it. We were not talking to each other for like 8 months.
And guys, like I thought it was done. Like done. Because I told her, no.
Yeah. So we had a huge fallout, which we're gonna discuss now. And this is something that we have discussed before. But it's just now for you, the viewers, to understand that it does happen where friends do fall out. And then you do have some friendship that I think is worth saving because of the value it has. And then you just have some friendship where you know, so, okay, this person, they weren't right for me, or values misalign, that type of thing. You just love them from a distance. So we had a major fallout. This happened back in 2021. 2021. And that major fallout was during a time that I would say I needed my friend the most. So I was going through a very rough time. I was going through marital issues at the time. And I, like, as I said, she was my close friend. So I do have my siblings and you know, but when you have that close friend.
Guess what, guys? Before you elaborate on it, remember, and this is why in friendship or relationship, guys, you have to have a level of communication. Because most of that fight was due to lack of communication, right?
Which we're gonna get into.
Yeah.
So it was during the time that I was having marital issues, right? And we had a fallout that caused us not to talk for 8 months. And during that time, which I won't go into the marital issues aspect of it, because that would be for another thing. But so at that time, I'm just gonna tell you like how I was feeling, right? So at that time, for me, I felt like I just felt betrayed. So I felt betrayed. I felt like I didn't have you in my space. in my corner when I needed you the most.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just felt like I was blindsided.
Yeah.
But we both know the truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I was feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking probably at
For
that time
me,
too.
yeah, for me, it was the lack of communication, as I said. Because, guys, for me, I'm big on communicating. And if you call me your friend or, your big sis or, I feel like there should be nothing. Everybody handle situation differently.
Yeah.
But remember, at this point, we were still in our getting to know stage.
Right.
Right? So I've never seen you in that light where
right. And that was the first for me because I've never had to deal with this before. Yeah.
So for somebody to go from talking to you
to not
every
talking.
day to not talking to you, to seeing your messages and not responding to them, like, you're like, what? Yeah. So for me, I was at that place where I'm like, okay, I guess this is it. Like, I'm gonna give her, because, guys, this is not one message, two message. This is messages. Seeing the person online. You put it this way, guys. It's like you're messaging your friend. You're seeing online, but you're, and anybody would feel away. So, and for me, there was information coming from another side. So I was kind of going by what I was hearing at the time, which I would even blame the other party. I blame her because guess what? If we had communication, it wouldn't have gotten, if when I was calling you, would just pick up the phone, or if you would have just respond to my text and, be like, hey sis, this is how I deal with stuff. I'm having, but guys, there was no communication. And then the person you're trying to communicate
before you go further, I want to say something on that point. So that I can understand. But in the same breath as well, you said we were in the getting to know, so you don't know how I deal with stuff.
Yes.
Me personally, I never knew how to handle this because it's the first time going through it. So it's not like I've been through it before and know, okay, this time, like if, for example, now I should go through that again, then I would know. So for me, I was like in my own world, wondering what to do. How can I figure this out? I was ashamed of what I was going through. Like, this is something that I never saw for myself. And when I'm saying I have pride and stuff, and you just don't want the whole world to know, and you want to deal with it internally, that's how I felt like I wanted to deal with it. Not knowing that, one, you would have been affected, two, in the sense where you were already been given information that was not coming from me, your friend. And so you would feel blindsided by that.
True.
And then me, on my side, I didn't even know that you knew anything. So it's when after the fact, and the day when you came there, I was like, oh my God. So I felt so, like, at that point, I felt betrayed. But then again, I wouldn't blame you, to be honest.
Because remember, there's no communication, right, guys? She's not talking to me. I would hear her on the phone talking to other people, but my phone call is not getting picked. So, so you're thinking, okay, remember, we're still in the getting to know stage of our friendship.
Which at that time, so then at that time, I was on to something, because by then, so the picture that was painted to me was as if you had chosen a side. No, nothing is wrong if you pick a side, because you have to, if you evaluate both sides and you pick a side. But why I felt betrayed was you didn't hear both sides, but then you picked a side. But the truth was, you were told other things that made it seem like I didn't want to speak to you at all.
And then it goes back to the lack of communication.
Right.
Because if right there and then, guys, and thinking about it, it's not good assumption. It's not good to assume. But in this situation, when there's no communication, the person is not talking to you, it's human nature to assume, okay, I guess she doesn't want to talk anymore. I guess this is it. And you're just gonna move on and just, give the person the space that they need, right?
Yeah, but my thing, all right, so my thing to that is, let's take out the middle person out of it. Let's say I'm going through something, right? And you're not hearing from me. Just like how in the past you'd be like, no, you can't shut down, da da da. I personally believe, like, if you realize I'm not calling anymore, I'm not texting anymore, I don't think you would have taken it that, okay, she just cut me off, she's not talking to me.
No, I wouldn't.
Because nothing didn't happen.
Yeah.
But it's when somebody's in your ears feeding you information and you're saying, okay, this person is credible enough because this person is around her 24/7. So this must be a credible source. So then that's when you would lean to that source.
Yeah.
And for me, I felt like that was unfair. That was unfair to me. And I felt like the source should have given you a chance to reach out to me as well. But that wasn't given because of how the story was sold. And so when I looked at it during that time, which I already told you, like, I was crying. Like, I felt so betrayed. I'm like, oh my God, this is my girl. And then now to see everything unfold. And I remember crying, even like my mom, Shelly, sometimes they would say, like, because them video call me, right?
Yes.
And I would break down into tears. And they were so upset because they're like, they knew of me and you, like, we're like, so guys. So, and throughout this whole thing, I can truly say, guys, like, and this is how I feel. You have my side, you have your side, you have the truth.
Yeah.
And when it comes together, because we reasoned about it already, when it comes together, I personally say that we were turned against each other. And I blame us both for that. We do have equal parts to play because at the point, I feel like at the point when I found out what I found out, I should have still then come to you and say something.
Yes, yeah.
Even if me I come and cuss you, even if me I come and say what kind of thing that I'm just brawling or whatever, but still I should have come and said something to you. Instead, I never say anything. I keep quiet. I'm gonna say me not hot war. Me done. Me. She, I'm a good friend. I don't want her around me. And that was just how I felt. Like, I'm like, no, why am I going to go talk to this person when this person didn't even give me the time of day to explain myself? That's how I felt.
And by this time, I was over it too, guys, because I'm like, as I said, I'm gone from talking to this person every day to not talking, to being avoided. So I'm like, this is where I'm gonna draw the line and I'm gonna just step back, because I was taking it like, you're saying, I don't want the friendship, right?
Yeah.
So, and guys, for me, rejection, it's not like I'm easily, and Amanda know this today. You see, if I feel a hint, guys, you see, if I feel a hint like you're avoiding me.
She's petty, guys. Let me tell you. Just the other day, she's so petty. Like, what you call me and say? She easy to get into her feelings. I can tell you that part. She's very petty.
She knows that. You see, if I feel like I'm just gonna automatically
feel it in my spirit. She out there work, guys, and I'm like, I noticed it from the other day, but it's okay. I'm like, you need to chill.
But guys, she know me noir now. She know me noir. See? Amanda can't fool me, guys. She know.
Guys, sometimes what do you say to it? You know, some people cannot go through things.
Yeah.
People can be going through things. Everything she take it personal.
So guys, you know, but one thing with me, guys, we're not gonna get to what we have learned from the situation yet. We're still on the
fallout.
The fallout, yeah. So Guys, in that moment now, guess what girl do? Guess the mistake what she gonna Guys,
what did I do?
She put the icing on the cake.
With what?
Or right there and then, even though we weren't talking, things could have easily fixed.
Okay.
But you see, she transformed now, you know, guys. She's not who she was 2021. Like, guys, Amanda will pour kerosene on the situation and light it for you. You know, in others.
So when we do that,
break it down for the
when did when did I do that? When did I do that? When I moved to Montreal?
Guys, this girl sent me one letter long so.
Oh yeah, man, I have to wrap her up, man. Guys, wrap her up.
And me, listen.
I wrap her up, guys. It's a case closed.
Guys, listen, let's say the situation could have easily been
no, but I was hurt. Like I was hurt, and it's guys, you see, every day when I find something new, I'm gonna look for something, I'm gonna write it down. True. I should know my love right. I'm gonna write it down, I'm gonna write it down.
Oh my God. She sent me a letter, guys.
And so when my heart full, but just put it together and say send.
Guys.
You know what she do? She speak her mind and she block me. So I'm gonna have no comeback. I'm gonna have nothing to say. And then she not just block me on WhatsApp, you know, she block me on all platforms.
Guys,
all angles.
No, let's say, listen, me and Amanda issue could have been dealt. Guys, it was nothing that needed. Yes, it was bad, but, and this is, guys, communication. Communication, guys. And I'm telling you guys, take my advice. You see, if you have a friend or you have a big sis, a little sis, whatever, you know, or you have a circle, or you have a, you know, somebody that you know the person mean a lot to you.
Yeah.
And, you know, vice versa. Guys, growing up, I've always heard teeth and tongue will meet.
But me and your teeth and tongue never meet. It never meet. And that was the fallout. Yes. That was the reason for like mess.
Yes. So, you know, for
like,
me,
like honestly, guys, like during this whole fallout, you know, like you and your friend with a cuss or have an argument and then you have a fallout. Man, I never have no argument at all. We just fall out.
Yeah,
and that's why it hurt me.
The main part of the fallout though was lack of communication. Guys, it doesn't matter. You see me, guys? I guess I will always, you know, me, I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
Yeah.
Good or bad, wrong or right. Guys, how I feel, I will express how I feel. And everybody who knows me to an extent, that's how I am.
Yeah.
If you're my friend or, you know, somebody who I consider as my sister, I can't say to you, say, Amanda, this is how I feel. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I don't have to always be right.
True.
But it's where you're now going to come, because guess what? I'm being real with you. I'm being vulnerable. I'm telling you how I feel. So it's for you to say, Yuli, I understand your feeling, but that's not what it is.
But we have to be real. During that whole situation, there was no avenue for us to even do that. Because
if you had answered to one of my texts,
I did. Remember, good, I did. So I remember you were texting me and you said you were coming home. It was like about 1:00 in the morning. I don't know where you were, and you said you were coming home late in the night. And I said to you, because you were saying you were having an off feeling about like our interaction lately. Mind you, at that time you were already being fed information that was not even so. So that alone made you form some form of opinion in your mind based on what you've been told. And then for me, I never knew you knew anything. And I wanted to keep it that way because I was going through marital issues, guys. And for me, I didn't want my family members to know. I didn't want my friends to know anything. I just wanted it to be between me and my partner at the time. And I did express that, not knowing that it went far and beyond to even my closest friend. So here my closest friend is reaching out to me. I'm going through issues. I don't want to tell her what's going on. Come and know from if my go say she not gonna stop drill me till she know. And I just didn't want to say anything yet. So of course, I avoid everybody, not just you. I avoid everybody. I remember you're talking to me and you were saying over the Christmas, me never this, me never, I'm gonna say you late, not even my parents. You remember me tell you, I mean even go as far as show you the voice note when them send me a cuss me, say them not hear from me. So I just never knew how to deal with it, right? And then when she reach out to me now, I'm a barely answer. Me thinks no, she never know anything. So
I knew.
Right. And then after that, like about, I kid you not, like the next day or two, I get to understand that you knew everything, but then how you were behaving based on what I was seeing, I understood. Because remember, my sister saying, no, me understand, say, you were just reacting based on what you were told. But at the end of the day, too, I still believe that it should have been, which again, you never have no control over that. Because you did say you wanted to step in, you wanted to hear the other side, but then you were still being fed things like, oh, she don't want to hear from you. She don't want to. And then you even heard me saying stuff in the background towards, whosoever was on the phone. Me don't even know say you on the phone. You understand? But you were led to believe that I knew you were on the phone. So it goes again when I said we both were turned against each other, and I firmly believe it's to the devil. When him comes to steal, kill, and destroy, when he comes to steal, kill, and destroy, he will.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe that we all had roles to play. I had a role to play. You had a role to play. Like we all had a role to play in the breakdown of, how
the friendship at the time. Yeah.
And so guys, we did wrap her up. She blocked me. And even when she blocked me and stuff at the moment, like, I'm not gonna lie, but it hurt. Like, I was just so hurt. I can only imagine how you were feeling.
I was hurt too, guys. I was hurt because I'm like, guys, I didn't even read the thing in its entirety. I just like browsed through, and the minute
Send me a couple voice notes.
Guys, and the minute my eyes caught on the ones that stand out, guys, I just said, you know what? This friendship, it's done. This is where it ends. I can't believe Amanda said all these things. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. Yeah, I was just done. I was just so done.
So how were you feeling? Like, so after, the blocking and then everything, and, we're not in communication, like, during those whole 8 months, so this was like 8 months now, explain to me, like, did I ever cross your mind? Did the situation ever cross your mind?
Of course.
Like, how did you feel?
During that time, I did feel hurt, and I just didn't know who you were at this point. Like, like this person that, I was dealing with, like, like, I'm like, I had to keep asking, was she always like this, guys? Because I never see this side of her. Because as I said, our relationship was still in the getting to know. And then the way everything unfolded, and, due to lack of communication.
Right. Lack of knowledge on my side to know what was going on my end.
Yes. So,
so she was just only seeing my reaction, but not knowing where it was coming from.
So, and then the letter just topped it off, because I'm like, like, guys, I'm telling you, I was blown. And guys, I'm very short fused. I'm not that person anymore, but that old Yolanda. Yeah. And I'm just like, I was like, I'm done. And then, but I grew so bitter, I grew so bitter towards her, but I was in my growing stage at the same time. When everything happened between me and her, I was in my transition stage too. Because guys, every day we evolve. Every day we grow. And for those who know me, I am a Christian. I've fallen many times, but I've never stayed down. Like, my relationship with God is top tier. It's first priority. So I get convicted very easily. Like, if I do something wrong, guys, I'm telling you, God will deal with me. So during that time, I did feel hurt. As she said, she felt betrayed. I did feel, betrayed. Because as I said, guys, this is somebody who me love, me care for, who I took for not just a friend, but a little sis. Like we over that short period of time, we had built our relationship.
A great bond, yeah.
We built a bond. So her behavior just really turned me off at that point. So anyways, one day now, guys, I think it was like month 7. Right?
That's when you got your conviction?
No. Like I got I wouldn't say I got my conviction month 7, but I felt like you were gonna reconnect.
But before you reach that part, so you're saying during the whole 8 months, that's before.
Because remember, I still never knew nothing.
No, I know. So I just wanted to know. So the whole 8 months, you were still feeling hurt and everything. At any point,
I remember bitterness. I was still bitter. So when you're bitter, guys, you can't hear God. Now listen to people. When you're bitter, if you're operating in unforgiveness, you're gonna hear all kind of things. You're gonna, you're not gonna really hear God. What you're gonna hear all kind of things, right? So I was still going through my bitter stage, my resentful stage, where like I didn't want to talk.
And that's a key point, like you mentioned about the being bitter. So unforgiveness really does breeds bitterness, resentment. It's like I like to say it's like a ripple effect. So it influences how you behave towards people. It influences like your mental well-being and things like that. Like I think that the longer you hold on to those things, from a spiritual standpoint, it even blocks your blessings too.
It does.
Because blessings, the song, blessings of a flow like a river.
And not only that,
your heart of it pure, your heart of it clean, and that's where your blessings flow from. So when you block your heart with negativity and those things,
and then again, you can be a hypocrite. How can you want God to forgive you, but you're not willing to forgive the other person, right?
And that's actually in the Bible too.
Yes, guys. Yes. So, during that time, as I said, guys, I felt really hurt. But
before you go there, so during that time, for me, the whole 8 months, within probably like the first 4 months, I would say, bitter, but dark. But everyone wants the letter Y. I kid you not. Like I was honestly, I start go through my phone. I say say a good friend, like when I go through my phone, I look for pictures like that you and I have. I'm ready for delete, but I couldn't find none because anytime when we hang out and up to today we don't have much pictures. Like I just told her, like after this podcast we need to take a photo after each episode. Because every time we hang out, we have such a good time. We don't even take photo. So, I go through now to my bitter, I want to delete photos, I want to erase this girl out of my mind. And I'm like, guys, I never seen photo for delete. Okay, fine. For the whole 4 months, the first 4 months, I'm bitter, I'm angry. Sometimes mommy would say, something about the situation, like we're talking about the situation, situation fresh. And anytime they mention Yolanda, I say, hey, don't call her name. I don't want to hear nothing about her. I said, she had a good smile. To the point where I made an oath and I'm like, as from this day forward, no more subscriber can friend me. I don't want no friend. Me shot a friend. Me look like me shot a friend. So because of that, guys, I would go through like my DM and people like, them overly friendly. No one talk to you. No. I said, no. Wanna get close to me, and then because that's something I feel. You get close to me, and then you just do me this. So
yeah,
I was just very bitter, guys. And then, going back into church. When I moved to Montreal, started going back to church and stuff because my family members, they had their home church. Going back to church now, and Pastor lick me with the messages there.
And the pastor is the Holy Spirit are convictor.
True, right? Because he doesn't know anything,
yes,
right?
Yes.
And he rightfully said it, the Holy Spirit conviction, and and going on to 6 months, like me start feel unsettled now. Because during the whole time that you and I had the fallout, would constitute probably like the 6 months, and and then when I moved to Montreal now, that's when I started going to church. And I said, okay, I start feel like, I miss her and stuff, but me upset, But then I started feeling myself like me I release myself. Like I found myself releasing from the hurt. Where they'd have control over me. And I think that is the first step. If you are struggling with like forgiveness, you just have to choose to let go. You can't hold on on it.
And then another thing for me, how I let go or how I forgive, you see, if we had a lot of good times, I try to remember
the good times.
I'm going to try to just either tell myself, say, you know what, maybe, and I even start to pray for the other party.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, guys, unforgiveness is stem from maybe trauma with, you never know, maybe you was betrayed before, and this is a with a trigger, and
it's like for a triggering effect.
Yes, and for me, guys, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. If I love you, you're gonna know.
Yeah.
If I love a person, you will know. And because I'm gonna pour into you, and I'm not just I'm gonna pour into your mental state of mind. Every aspect of your life where you're low, you can expect me to help fill it up. Like that's just how I am. So when I hurt, it goes deep. But for me, how I've dealt with hurt, like I always say, you know what? Look how much things I've done, and God forgive me. And I always say, you know what? People, we're different. Everybody's different. You're different. I'm different. You might have struggled, like you're struggling with unforgiveness, and I might be able to let you go, and that's based on maybe past trauma. So for me, I think about all the good times. For hurt me to the point where do something. And I feel like if it's even something bad, I know I have to let you go for my good, because I'm
for
not
your peace.
Because I'm not forgiving you for you.
No.
I'm forgiving you for me. Because can you imagine me going around harboring all that hurt,
heavy burden on you?
Guys, unforgiveness is burden.
Of course,
it makes you ugly. It gives you wrinkles.
It's true. It's true. Every burden you just have brought on your shoulder. Like what?
Like no. So for me, I try to like think about the good times. Even if we may never talk again, but I will think about what we have, and I would pray. Honestly, that's what I do. I pray and I ask God to even help that person to release me, because I don't want nobody walking around with me in their heart.
In their heart, true.
No.
True.
So I ask God to help that person to even, just release me. But guys, that is something I had to learn
over time.
It took a while for me to get there. Don't think I get there over. I just got there in 2021. In 2021. And I've dealt with past hurt before where I never talk back to the person. Honestly, guys, like I forgive them, but I block them, and I never.
I have the dirty style. A long time I have the dirty style.
No. Sis, honestly, what?
No, I want them to have the style for black people. No, me call it out.
Guys, I had a very close person to me, sis. I don't know if I've ever told you. Like way back, you know, from Ep.1 stage, guys, and that's the biggest hurt somebody has ever hurt me. And I think I've held on to that hurt for a very long time. It took me a while, you know, because when you guys just imagine
friend hurt bad enough. Like me know people talk about relationship hurt and whatever. Friend hurt,
especially if you build a
exactly
with the person
and you really love that
and
person.
You see the person like, you know,
friend
your sister.
Bad.
You know, you guys have grown more than like friend. You know what I mean? But I had to learn to forgive people in general, and I think through our situation, I learned a lot because I'm not gonna lie to you, sis. It was hard for me to forgive you. Like it was so hard because remember, I met you on social media. I just message you. You know, I just message you. We kicked off. You know, our relationship built. Oh, it wasn't a long period,
right?
But that short period,
the quality,
the quality relationship that we had during that short period was where people build in a long take a while.
And still not reach there, so yeah.
So when everything happened, like
there was just that connection that kept like pulling us together, but we just couldn't understand why.
Yes, like I didn't like guys, and I'm telling you, I've blessed people, I've reached out to people, but I've never reached out to like a YouTuber or but and she didn't tell me anything. At that time, you didn't even tell people what you were going through.
That never come out yet.
No, she didn't tell nobody what she was going through at that time. But I know God placed it on my heart. And even after everything happened, I never regret. One thing with me, guys. You see, if God tell me to do something for you, I no regret doing it. I don't. I never regret though. During that, I've never gotten to the place where I say, "Oh, me sorry, say." You know, I didn't get that bitter.
No.
Yeah, and I'm glad because I'm not that person, right? So I've never gotten to that point, but like just how everything unfolded, guys, I was very hurt. So it took me a time to
even come to that place,
because you see, when you try, look how long it took.
So let's talk about that now, guys. So after I chose, I'm like, okay, so it was happening the same time for us both, basically. So at the same time she was having her conviction, I was having my conviction. So she was having her conviction that there's going to be some kind of restoration happening. She actually got the conviction to reach out. She never reached out, but she also got the conviction that I'm going to reach out as well. I got the conviction that I should reach out, even though in my head I'm saying I was wrong. But I'm like, so why me for reach out to her? So remember me, I said, so when I reach out to her, she don't more than me. Who is she to me? But God have a way, guys, to humble you.
Humility, guys.
Jeez.
Humility. God has a
way to humble you.
If God tell you to do something
and you don't do it,
just do it. Just do it.
So
because you don't want him to, you know, humble you. Yeah.
So I got that conviction, and after I did the guys, I'm like, I'm saying, but you block me. I find every excuse. But you block me. I'll make her reach out to her. And I remember calling her phone, and she never answer. You know, it's a sign. See, I'm saying that, guys. This is a sign. Because then I start to say that I wonder if God will talk to me or I sit and I mess with my brain. Because I have this conviction and she don't pick up. I said this have to be a sign. Anyways, did I leave you a text? I think I left you a text.
I don't remember. I think you left me a voice. I don't know.
No, I left you a text.
You called me and then
you didn't answer. And then I left her a text. I think she said when I called you, you were in the prayer closet or something. You were praying or something.
First, yeah.
Right. And then she saw the call. You tell me, say, yes to the caller come in, and you were, it's like you were expecting it because you don't have the.
Yeah, I felt it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you never pick up the phone.
Guys, even though I knew that we had to reconnect, when she called me, when I tell you I'm praying, and this is how I know God was dealing with me, because I'm in my prayer closet, and you called me in my prayer closet, in my prayer time with God, right? So I'm like, God, guys, when I saw it, I said, no, she must accidentally.
And then she sent me text, and she not answer me. I think you texted me though and told me to call back tomorrow or something like that. Did you say something like that?
Yeah.
She will talk to me tomorrow. Something like that. It's all right, God. I'm gonna call tomorrow. She don't answer, you know. Because to me feel like she a bluff now. Like, you know, you just a brush off somebody.
And it wasn't that. I just didn't know how, like, right. I don't, like, at that point, I'm like, God, how are we gonna come back from what happened? Like,
at this point, no, guys, like, I want enough to understand now. So her and I had this fallout. What I'm about to do, me don't tell my family members them. And them say, well, the Holy Spirit I tell you to do it, do it. They did not one person said to me, say, we are call her for whatever. None of them. All of them say, Holy Spirit tell you to do it. And when you not answer, me tell them. And they said, no, man. She said, call back tomorrow, baby. She was busy. Call back tomorrow. And they were her cheerleader. All of a sudden, they're cheering for the friendship. But I can tell you guys, you have some friends and family members and you have to know who is in your corner too, who's in your ears. Like a situation like that, easily, I could have not called you the next day if I had the wrong persons in my corner saying to me, so why you call her, leave her, and it's she'll ignore you. I mean, I say, you know, it's not true. I'm not call her. It's always good to have great persons with wise counsel in your ears. So the next time I call her, you know, guys, she answer, but she answer in her ear, you know. Remember. I was in my room on my bed. No, you were on the phone. You were on the road driving. Error, like a school principal, very stern. Hello.
Is it like a school?
Very stern. So I'm like, hey, yes. So, Mr. Well, I'm just calling, and you know, I start getting to it, and me take my accountability, and then you know, I start tell her, you know, looking back, I should have, even if I didn't want to get down in the nitty-gritty, I should have said, you know what, Yuli, going through some marital issues, I'd respect some space or whatever, just to let her know that something is happening, and that is
fine,
right?
Guys. It's okay, because we have to learn to give our friends space when they got you. Everybody deal with things.
So I remember saying that to her, and you know, taking accountability for that, and then also then venturing into, you know, how I'm feeling, and I just want us to just, you know, put this aside. I know it's a hard pill, and she make me chat and me bust up me gum and me talk and me talk and me talk and me talk. Me talk from A to Z. What was going on? What was I going through? And she listen. When me done talk, she say, "Here I know. You know, I knew you were gonna call me." She said, I knew you were gonna call me. And the first thing that she could have said after me bust up my gun, I knew you were gonna call me. So I'm like, really? She's like, yeah. She started to explain to me now, like, you know, the conviction that you were having. You tell me about the prayer closet, and then she started to tell me her side of the story now, how she was feeling, what she was going through, how it looked on her side of things. And then right then and there, like because that phone call was like probably 2-3 hours long. We sat on that phone call and we dissect. Remember, we had dissect month to month. We reached December to January, February. We dissect the whole like 8 months,
Yes,
like
we did.
what was going on. And then when we heard her side, my side, we were able to see the truth looking at us in the middle, and we felt so foolish. Like, me remember feel so bad. Come and say, oh God. And she said, oh no. You were going to me say, oh no. And we start, all of a sudden, guys, we start to feel sorry for one another. And then it was like, it was just so, like, for me, we did feel happy talking to you. We did feel so
it was relieved. A breath of fresh, yeah.
Even though she did still go on tough, like, for her, she was acting like this call was like a closure call. It wasn't an ongoing. It's just, we talk what happened, closure, case closed kind of thing. We're not really so strong.
Honestly, guys, at that point, I knew what was happening, but I still didn't know how we would transition. Because remember,
right, moving from there to
we have both said, I said stuff, you know, and then you said stuff in the letter. So even though we had that talk, I was still like, okay, how does this transition? Yeah. But so at that point, like, I was happy that she called, but I still didn't know what God was doing. I knew what God wanted me to do, but I still didn't know, like, right. Was God gonna just have us apologize, forgive each other, and then continue our separate way? I didn't know.
Because in that moment too, you had told me that God gave you an actual task to help me with. You said you knew, because I remember when I said those lines, you said, oh my God.
Yes,
God told me that I would have to be the one to help you with that task.
Yes, true.
Yes. Yeah. So that is how then, that was after I said that line, was when, you break down your wall. You're like, okay, now I see the purpose
and with me,
of
guys,
this call.
One thing, I don't play around. When it comes, it's when God tell me to do something, I'm gonna do it, because I know the end result if I don't do it. Yes. Yeah. So in that moment too, I'm like, I knew what I have to do, but I didn't know how I was gonna do it. I didn't know how we were gonna decipher it at the time. It was just so much going on in my head, because I'm like, God, after that showdown, then that's what I tell you guys. God, don't make God humble you.
True.
Don't let, if you're operating in pride, unforgiveness, just get rid of it. Don't make God have to humble you.
True.
And have to deal with you. So in that, that moment, even after I came off the phone, I'm like, okay, God, easy. But they said, guys, God never does something for you for yourself. And later down in the podcast, you guys, will know, like, I went through separation, and I am an advocate for restoration as long as it's God's will. Right? Yeah, not everybody it will work for, but I know my story. I know what God did for me. You understand? Yes. So, as I said, He never does something just for you. When He does something for you, there will always be people that He's gonna send your way for you to help. Some will take it, some
won't.
Some won't. So,
but as long as you do your part.
And isn't a Bible verse that says that, like, pretty much it says, I can't remember the Bible verse, but it's just like God tell you to do something, right? So say God said to you, Amanda, give Yolanda $100, or Amanda, tell Yolanda to tell Yolanda to stop wearing rip-up jeans. Tell her, she needs to change her way. But you're like, oh, I'm not telling Yuli that, because if me tell Yuli, she'll go get upset. I mean,
our friendship got done.
Yes, but if you don't tell me you're eating the cold, you're gonna pay for that.
True.
Yeah, and if something should happen to me as a result of your lack of communication and telling me what you get heard in the spirit or whatever, you're gonna suffer for it.
True.
Yeah. So for me, guys, once guys, sometimes it's hard, especially when pride, because sometimes God put you in some situation when He knows that you're filled with pride, and continuously put you through one lessons until you get it. Right?
Yeah.
So for me, I knew what I had to do. I knew the part that I played. I know things could have, guys, honestly, on both sides, we could have handled things so much differently.
Yeah.
It never had to get where it got. Like, never. Like, it didn't even have to, honestly, guys. But I think it was a learning experience for both of us. And
definitely.
We have took, whatever lessons that we had to take from that. And, we deal with situation now differently. Yeah.
Like, how would you compare the relationship that we share now versus like then? Like, I think now we're even stronger.
Yes. I think because now we're
inseparable.
Yeah, and it's like we're like a sibling.
Yeah.
It's like,
and we deal with situations differently because we have been there where we had that fallout for 8 months. We know what it's like to lose someone of that value to somebody that you care so much about. You know exactly what it feels like.
Yes.
So now you're gonna hang on to it.
Yeah, and you're gonna treat that relationship.
Yeah, you're gonna nurture it. Yeah, you're gonna make sure you water it so the grass can grow. And you're gonna take like different ways to deal with different situations.
Yeah, because we still have disagreement. We still don't agree on everything, as I said. But I've seen growth. Like, if the Amanda that I met and the Amanda now is totally. Yes, guys, I have seen like growth in every aspect, and sometimes, they said it's just sad that we have to put ourselves, because half of the time we have put ourselves through. Yeah. It better we just learn the lesson, do what is right. Yes, so we don't have to be put, because guys, God will allow a situation. He will allow me to have an argument just to see how they're going to deal with it. And maybe it's not for only our relationship, because it's going to help you later on, like could be in your marriage, could be in other relationship with other female, could be for wherever you're going, right? Yeah. So for me, I've learned, because guys, when I saw her calling me, it took me some time to
one business day.
Yeah.
Call me back tomorrow.
It did, yes. But then even after we spoke and everything, like things just got back to where they were, or even better.
And even better, to the point where we created a group, and it was me, you, my best friend, my sister. We were all in the group, and everybody just snapped back like nothing happened. Nobody brought it up. Yes. This Shelly never bring up anything. Everybody just snapped back.
When you know that forgiveness took place,
and God was in
the midst of it. Yes. So, and I think what happened? I think so after that, did you move here?
Not yet. No. So while I was there and while the restoration took place, so this is after the restoration now, and everybody, I'm telling you, everybody excited on my side, and I must say, wow, restoration take place. Everybody except one person. Now that I remember. So after it was, and the one person. They're like, how could you forgive somebody who wronged you? And I remember saying to the person, and even my sister was saying to the person, that it's a difference when you're a child of God. And you're not just child of God for sure. You're a child of God. Yeah. You get convicted. and you have to move as the Holy Spirit tells you to. There's a difference. You don't want to play with God.
No.
Right? And they're like, I just can't see it. And until, months pass, they finally let it go and realize that, hey, at some point you have to learn to have a spirit of forgiveness. You have right? So after restoration take place now and everything now, I remember one day I was over auntie in the basement, and she said, bring up back Yolanda picture again, make me see her. So I was showing her the photo and thing, and she said, say that pitney girl here. Or so she looking at that pitney girl here look like one of my niece, So me I kiss me and say, whatever. And she go in her phone and pull up the picture and say, look. I'm going to say, true. They look alike. So one of my grand-aunt's niece looked just like her. Angela is her name. And she said to me, what's your name? So I'm going to say, actually, her name is Ainz, because my grand-aunt last name is Ainz. And so comes out, she starts and she said she want to talk to you and whatever. And anyway, she find out your dad's name and everything. And my grandaunt now gone down into the family history,
gone down into the family tree.
So one day now, she come to me, like we were all around the dining table. And one day she said to me, she said, isn't this Yolanda's father? I say, yeah. So he was standing up beside one of her nephew, which is Yolanda's father. I think it's your father, cousin or something. And then she showed me all of the people them was stand up, and she said, then you know, so yeah, Yulia cousin. Oh God! My grandaunt is related to Yuli's father. And the whole family of the Hines, them and something. And I said, what? And I remember calling her and auntie talked to her. We explained, and from that we're like, that explains the connection that we have.
We had no
So we had no idea
but
that we were cousins.
It, though.
Because I threw the name. Through the name. And when we
one day you said to me, you're going here.
So when she told me, said her family there, St. Mary, but the Ocho spot. And then auntie start go down in this. And I said, but the same community, the same. She dig up picture and she.
And then what confirms it even more, when I went to Jamaica, my dad linked up with your dad.
Yes.
And they start like calling out different family members
that they both share.
Yes,
exactly.
That just put the final icing on the cake. And when I called her, she's like, you see? You see?
So guys, not only were we friends, but then we found out we were family.
Yes, we found out we were cousins.
Can you imagine? So God did not tell her, say, bless their family members. And that is why we could not have separate. So even though we had the fallout, we still had that connection. We knew we had to go.
And then even after, like, we realized why, the restoration. Because, like, there was more, that was there to unfold, and maybe in this case, God was teaching both of us how to handle conflicts. Because
I feel like if we never listen, we would even know that
we wouldn't know.
We wouldn't know we're related.
No, we wouldn't know. We would never.
And that is so funny. So now we finally get that, from when we want to tell you. Jesus,
guys. Months.
You don't know when
we were supposed to do it on her channel, and we didn't get to do it on her channel. And we're like, no, we wanted to do this podcast, and we're like, we'll wait until, because guys, and another thing too, I've always wanted to become a YouTuber, guys. From me know myself, I'm absent. I've always, but guys, I didn't know how to start.
And
I'm telling you, you see, when Amanda came to Hamilton, and I see this girl just make vlogging look so effortless, I'm like, I said, easy? Like, so guys, she was even the one who mentored, me into becoming a YouTuber, a vlogger, because it was something that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah,
and just true. Being around her, watching how she handled the camera. Guys, you see her work, you see how she edits. She is excellent on editing. And everything I know about vlogging and editing, guys, she taught me. Like, yes. So even when she come, we build a bond even through that, through that, going on the road. True, and, we're vlogging, we go on with ourselves and yeah.
But I must say though, I'm very grateful to have met you in my life. Like, guys, this girl, she's my girl. Like, me love her. Sometimes I can't stand her. No, like, this relationship teaches me, like, when married people say sometimes them hate each other, but then sometimes they love each other. Even though I never got to experience that, but then I
never got to hate. Right. I was angry. I was hurt. Hurt was there. Bitter. But to say me never. No.
Yeah, but like in the sense where, like, for example, married couples will be like, "Oh, I can't stand him sometimes," or "I can't stand something," but then they're so in love, like. I get to experience that through our bond. Yes. Like sometimes I cannot stand her.
And guys,
but then in the same breath where I can't stand, but just love her. Just love her. Right?
Guys, I'm not like, no, when she's ready, drive me nuts.
Oh my God.
Guys, to a message, Longsome say, watch her. Guys, maybe tell her, take it easy. Like, you're overthinking, like, calm down. You read too much into, like, guys, we'll go through it. But, I wouldn't have it any other way, It's a bond that, well, we can't escape each other.
And I'm so happy that I'm doing this podcast now, because now I'll get to see more of her. Tell her I said I was gonna tell you guys. Guys, at 4 months now, she's not coming.
Guys, don't listen to her. She's miscalculating everything.
No, she don't come to my house.
Miscalculation.
I told her I was gonna tell you guys, so I'm so happy.
Guys, no, hold on. Missy works very long hours, and even now, guys, she's been doing a new position. Guys, sometimes 7:00, I have to be like, listen,
9:30.
Yeah, I'm like, girl, watch yourself. Like, so she gets busy, and then our time, like me in the country, she they down here. So guys, no, girl, certified, so things will change over a period of time. I won't have to be the one who like have to come.
Yeah, vroom.
Yeah. So things will change, guys.
So a key takeaway that I want to leave you guys with, as we're wrapping up, is, so not just friendships, but also like any relationship out there. Sisterhood, brotherhood, family members. We both say family. Jinx it with me soda. But I'm gonna drink soda. Even relationships, like partners. I don't know, people still say boyfriend and girlfriend. But high school,
people do.
Your spouse
or your partner,
your partners, married couples. Like, my key takeaway is that sometimes things are not what they seem to be on the surface. And sometimes you may just have to dig a little deeper.
Talk to the person.
Yeah.
Or
to see what's going
communicate.
on. Yeah. To see what's going on. And then also to take away feelings out of it in terms of how you're feeling in the moment. That's another key takeaway from me. Do not act out high on emotion. Like, when emotions are high, don't act on it.
Don't talk. Don't call. Don't
wait.
Don't say anything.
Cool off. Then revisit. That's another key takeaway. That's something that I've learned, and that's something that I have been doing with my day-to-day relationships now, whether it will be with Yuli or other people. Like, I try to come to a calm, revisit, and then tackle the situation, right? And try, if you do have that relationship, whether it's with your mom, your partner, a friend, that you know at the end of the day, amidst everything that happened, you value it.
You love that person.
You love that person. Take on the pride aside. Take your pride aside. Reach out to the person, even if that you want to feel like you're stupid or whatever. Yeah. You are the bigger person. Reach out to the person. Make amends, and don't make a a mole out of a mountain or a big hill out of
nothing. Yeah,
right.
Because sometimes it's the plan of the enemy. Right?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. When the enemy sees something that can be a good thing, he'll try to stop it. Yeah. And then you just fall right into the trap. Yeah. So that's my key
that's
takeaway
pretty
from
much
it.
mine too. I'm big on, guys, I'm very big on communication. I'm very big on letting people know how I feel. Even in my marriage, guys, sometimes my husband feel like me talk too much. Because, guys, I'm gonna let you know how I truly feel, whether it's gonna hurt you or it's gonna hurt me.
True.
But I need to let you know how I feel. In the moment, I might not say it, guys. In the past, I have a bad way of expressing myself, because I express myself with my eyes. I might get, loud or whatever, but I learn.
Yeah.
But I like to communicate. Communication is, guys, is a key for me. Like, I'm not afraid to say, like, pride. Them something I'm gonna struggle with, guys. Pride, unforgiveness. Those used to be things for me in the past. I've been hurt so much, and I've forgiven so much, and because I'm not gonna harbor
resentment
and guess what? Every day I fall short, and I have to ask for forgiveness. So you know what? Because I want to be forgiven, I'm gonna forgive. So for me, and as I said to her before, when everything I said, communicate. And I've even told her recently, I said, lack of communication. Guys, for me, if I feel like you're avoiding me or you're I just automatically give space. It's not even like
she attack you first. Like, she attack you first. And then me have to explain out.
Guys.
And then she said, okay.
But listen, she know I know her. She might not admit it, but I know her.
But you overthink something. Sometimes it is nothing to do with you, guys. And she take it personal. Actually, she love me,
right? Yes.
She take it personal. Oh God! So you said you had a question for me.
Okay, so guys, this I came up with this. This is something that I want me and her to do every week. Like, what you call it, like an icebreaker at the end of.
Icebreaker at the end.
At the end. No. Okay, what you call it then?
Because I know icebreaker is when you're starting.
Yes. So what? Should we do it at the beginning? No.
No matter.
No. Yeah.
You can do it at the end. Do it at the end. So look forward to it. I would call this
because you said no icebreaker. Because really icebreaker.
We'll set the ice for the next week.
No, guys, guess what? It's an icebreaker, because you never know. Sometimes podcasts get hot, and maybe we disagree, and we just have make up at the end. So, whatever. But
so explain your segment to the people, because she came up with this segment.
So I said, let's ask each other a question at the end of the podcast.
It's like a hot seat.
Yes, where she doesn't know what I'm gonna ask her. It's not in our notes or nothing. It's just, one of those what's proud of the moment kind of question, guys. So I was struggling with my question for tonight.
And she threatened me and said, I have to answer. So this thing is, you have to give an answer.
But we don't want you to elaborate on the answer, because we can even take it up in the other podcast, right?
Okay.
So it could be something we put you in a hot seat and then we have to, right?
Hey.
Oh gosh. So the question is, have you been dating?
Oh my god. Do I have to answer that question? Oh my god.
Oh god.
I plead the fifth.
You say you
I plead the fifth. Can I say that's an answer? Okay. We can answer that. Okay. So I can say I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth.
Okay. Definition of dating, please. What do you call dating?
School challenge.
What do you call dating? Because everybody definition means different.
Challenge quiz. For those of you from the Caribbean, you know school definition. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me. It's the first one. Next one, we're not gonna do this with her, guys. So, okay. Have you been meeting people? Have you been pursued? Or how is the dating pool?
Okay.
Or are you open? Are you healed? Like, give it something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so not to give you guys too much because they know that's the next word.
Yes.
So one, yes, I am in the dating pool, open to dating. Been pursued by a few. Am I dating somebody currently? No.
Okay, that's good. You don't have to give us no more. Guys, let me see if she gonna do it now.
Why you gonna have to take my question for a fool? That question for a fool.
We tell her, guys,
Jesus.
To the point.
So I have two questions, right? But I have to pick one. No, I wrote two in case. You know me already. You know me, I'm overachiever. So, all right. Which one of them I'm gonna ask her now? Okay. All right. You have to be honest.
You don't like this. You don't like this, guys. You don't like this.
What is something that you've always wanted to say to me or tell me, but you've never had? You just held it back.
Sis, me?
You were scared to say. You think about it in yourself. And you want to tell me. I can handle it.
Guys, to be honest, I'm very transparent with you. Like, I feel like sometimes I just have to know how I word things when I'm telling you, because you can easily get in your feelings at times. But guys, honestly, to be honest, I think I'm very transparent with you.
So there's nothing that you've ever wanted to tell me and you don't say.
I'm gonna know.
You're like, you know what? Let me just leave that alone. Nothing.
No, you know me. I'm gonna call you and be like, sis, you shouldn't do that. You never that's how I am. I can't, guys. If I love you, I can't hold things from you. No. And honestly, and as I said, I have learned from what happened and transpired between the both of us. So I feel like I should be able to come to you with anything, even if it hurts, or we're just gonna get through it.
Yeah.
You might know what you call it. Agree with me at the moment, but one thing you're not gonna say about me is you're in a real with me, because I'm gonna tell you. So honestly,
well, there you have it. I'm not dating. She's not fake. There. She's real and genuine. At least you guys.
Yes, guys. She wants some steam. I got to say something to her.
All right, so that brings us to the end of the podcast. I had fun. Did you have fun?
I did.
Tell us if you had fun.
I did. We've been talking for almost 2 hours.
I don't even know. I wasn't even checking. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock. And we start what, 9?
I think so.
Yeah.
So follow us on all social media platforms. We are having seasons by season. So this is season 1.
Yeah.
Which day I think we should drop it every week? Like pick a day.
What day? Do it on your day off. Or
it doesn't matter.
No, because it's
gonna be scheduled. Yeah.
Okay.
So what day would we do this and every?
What's a day where people is relaxed or they can just sit and maybe a Wednesday or Friday?
I was thinking Friday, but I'm like, Friday people go out. No, some of them go out.
But they can catch up on the weekend.
True.
Yeah, so we can drop it.
So this and every Friday? There you have it.
Yeah.
Spoken.
So guys, tell a friend about the Naked Truth podcast. And guys, remember, follow me. Follow my personal page. Lifestyle with Yoli on YouTube. Yes. And on all social media platform. And my business page. Rally's Best CMOS. Yes, guys. And guys, trust me. We're over here. Pure excitement. Guys, we are gonna touch every topic possible, right? Yes. So, just come out and tell them we're just gonna get better. Bigger. We're gonna there are gonna be times where we're interacting with you guys, where we have guests hosts, whether they're gonna be on the screen if they can't make it in person, where we're gonna have figure a way how to put it on the screen, so you guys can see. Yeah, but guys, we're gonna, you're gonna get to know us. So guys, thank you all. Thank you for watching. Yes, for sitting down the whole 2 hours, guys. Watch. What we know all we do. Yes, guys, for a first time. If we come back, say I'm come back. Oh God. Yes, guys, tell me. Oh, rate us, and that's it. We're open to your opinions. So let us know. Topics too. They can suggest topics that they would like us to touch on. And no topic, we're not taking a stray from no topic at all. No. We're not gonna stray from we're gonna talk about it. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Because guys, up there, getting up there in age, but I've had all sorts of experiences. And for our next episode, you want to catch it because this one will be in the hot seat the whole entire time. I won't tell you what it's about, but you have to come on out. Yes, because guess what? We're in the process of you guys getting to know us. Something like getting to know us, and real life experience. Yes, real life experience. So, yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, telling them to, guys, you see, she off YouTube for too long. Guys, give us a thumbs up. Yes, guys, give us a thumbs up, guys, and don't forget, subscribe, share, tell your friends. Notification, put it on. So as soon as we drop a video, you'll know, guys. And we appreciate you. And if you're in the area too and you want to be a guest, you can reach out. Reach out to either of us or on the page itself. Yes. Or if you have a topic and you feel like it's something that, you could take, you could bring, value. Because guys, and another thing what we could do, guys, hopefully in the future, we can go to cafe, if it's summer and it's nice, we could go to a park, we bring our stuff, we set it up. It's kind of like a Yendi feel, Yes, or in the backyard, or guys, we're gonna have all different atmosphere. Remember, we just started, so we're gonna get creative. So we ain't gonna be stuck to the sofa. So even if somebody want to invite us as a guest, at their place or whatever, we're open. We're open, guys. And I know a lot of you guys are in Hamilton that was following Amanda from she had her family channel. With her immigration and stuff. So reach out to us. Reach out to me. Bye. Bye, guys. If you caught that, you caught that. If you threw away, that's okay. Bye, guys.